Alright, chat. Yo, what's good, chat? How y'all feeling blessed? Back with more of me playing GTA 5 Online with homie Andrew, just overall. My bad, to help my homie Aiden, or Joker, create his account. Or, like, you know, Joker. So it's Aiden, Cho Phoenix, Joker, however you want to call him. Yeah, Joker. Obviously, it's who I was. It's who I was overall helping. But yeah, that was supposed to be mentioned today. Yeah, full mental maturity 7 plus. The brain is fully formed, fully developed after birth. And, you know, despite the age formula being temporarily so you know. But yeah, I've outsmarted plenty of people, so I can just outsmart younger or older people. Like for real, though. For real, bruh. Damn, this guy like to steal. Pretty sure it's just depression and shit. Hey, I don't blame him, Chad. I used to have that depression where I'm like, oh, I just want shit. But instead of him buying it because, like, he was able to smoke a cig. I mean, I'm gonna be able to ban it because blunt is the shit, you know. He'll potentially smoke blunt. See me, chat. I mean, hey, if people want to smoke cigs, then I'll ban the ones where it won't harm your lungs as much. Because my uncle, not my uncle, my dad's homie, which is my homie as well, he smokes cigarettes, but, like, it doesn't necessarily harm his, like, lungs. People would mention that everything would harm it, but cigarettes, all that, no. Not all would harm. Oh yeah. I'm gonna consider inviting him and then calling him. So apparently he hung up. Okay, so let me call him real quick. But yeah, I can outsmart older and younger individuals. Trust. And how old Aiden? He's like 15. Like shit. Like he can consider drinking. Yo, what's good, Jesse? How you feeling, brother? So he's 19, so wondering who that one individual is 14 chronologically. But curious, check. Just right when he joined, I just wanted to mention that. But yeah, how you feeling, Jesse? How looks good? My bad, I had to end my live because apparently I felt my homie Joker set up his account and then I just deleted it on my PS5. And if you delete someone's account on someone's console, shit. I mean, mentions your data won't be on there, but like, you can just ask Google, say, hey, if I add my account on someone's console, if my data is on my console, not their console, if I were to delete the account off of theirs, would it still affect my account, meaning everything will be gone, or that's only on their console? And if it mentioned their console, then, you know. Thank goodness I added a passcode to the one account, my OG tryout account. Well, let me see if my Fortnite Brother LL account's still there. That used to be my old gaming channel, but I'm not gonna merge it. Trust me, that used to be my channel. I'm not as popular on there. I used to have like 80 something subs. I'm not able to find my other gaming channel. Doggo chat. All good, you know. But yeah, I mean, look at NASA. Look at Elon, bro. He's like in his 50s. Chronologically, who doesn't know how to necessarily do this shit? And as I specifically mentioned, was my last live stream, you know? So, in terms of how 25 plus is a myth and an assumption as well. And 18 plus is a myth and an assumption. So, because like full mental maturity 7 plus, not necessarily 18 plus, because 18 plus is a myth and an assumption as, you know, 18 plus is a myth and an assumption. Like full mental maturity is not necessarily 18 plus. Full mental maturity 7 plus, because full mental maturity is not necessarily 18 plus, because 18 plus is a myth and an assumption. Because, you know, full mental maturity 7 plus, and the brain, I've mentioned, chat, it's fully formed and fully developed after birth. Not necessarily 25 plus, because 25 plus is a myth and an assumption as well. And I've already mentioned about the 18 plus shit and the 25 plus shit. So overall, full mental maturity 7 plus. So yeah, full mental maturity 7 plus. The brain is fully formed and fully developed after birth. And, you know, despite the age loss being temporary, you know, so... Sorry, mentioned about it, because like I mentioned, full mental maturity 7 plus, not necessarily 18 plus, because 18 plus is not necessarily full mental maturity. It's actually a myth and an assumption. So 18 plus is a myth and an assumption by the U.S. government and certain country governments. Whereas The brain is fully formed and fully developed after birth, not necessarily 25 plus, because 25 plus is a myth as well. So it's a myth and an assumption as well by the U.S. psychologists and neuroscientists and certain country psychologists and neuroscientists, you know. So overall, full mental maturity 7 plus, that's a fact. The brain is fully formed and fully developed after birth, that's a fact. And, you know, despite the age criminalized being temporarily, you know. So you know. So like Elon Musk is in his 50s chronologically. So he's physically old. Chronologically... Hey Siri, how old is Elon Musk? Hey Siri, how old is Elon Musk?
Someone's on the rag.
54. So Elon Musk is physically old. Chronologically 54. But not mentally wise. Not simply because he has a certain type of mental disability for him specifically, obviously. Not simply because of that, but just overall he's not mentally wise. He dropped out of his university. He's not even sending humans to Mars, which has upset plenty of people, and plenty of people are like pissed. Like, oh, you're just delaying it. But I'm gonna search him up and let's see what they're mentioning about him. And he's a former senior advisor to the President of the United States. Wow, yeah, he's fucked up. Elon Reeve Musk is a businessman and entrepreneur known for his leadership towards Tesla, SpaceX, Twitter/X. Musk has apparently been the wealthiest person of the world since 2021. As of October 2025, Forbes estimates his net worth to exactly $500 billion. I wouldn't necessarily even reveal my net worth. Elon Musk, SpaceX beats Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin into the record books. Elon Musk mentions he wants his neurotech firm to allow humans to achieve. Elon Musk sparks buzz was claimed that Tesla wouldn't view flying vehicle. Is it even a car? Hey, that's cool that he's creating a flying vehicle. But if it's stupid, then yeah. I don't know. Elon Musk predicts reshaping of U.S. economy. What exactly is that prediction? Elon Musk, Tesla drivers will potentially be able to text and drive. If the vehicle drive itself, I feel like when it drive itself, that there's going to be a law that people would be able to text and drive, but those that have vehicles where people aren't going to be able to. I bet once that feature occurs, people are going to want to have self-drivable vehicles. Like right now, plenty of people are like, yeah, I wouldn't even drive a self-drivable vehicle. I would. That's how you're mentally wise, because you're proving that you have that wisdom of understanding that self-drivable vehicle is not a fearing moment. And I mentioned that I'm physically young and chronologically 20, and that I've mentioned to myself that I want to drive a self-drivable vehicle. Hell yeah. Even Tesla, man. But I want to be the CEO of Tesla. And my homie Jack is gonna He's involved in industrial design, so like, you know. Yeah, me and him apparently have a great moment. But hey, I prefer getting a job at a gas station. I need the experience. Actually, I have the experience. It's like it's like I've already have life experience at a gas station without like working at one. What could possibly be the rise? What the rise of trillionaires could possibly mean for the world? Excuse me, can't you see I'm like in the middle of the road, like right here? Such a dumbass. What up? So how exactly? Don Jr.'s wife reportedly settled for him after Elon Musk apparently failed. Elon Musk sparks buzz. I've already read that. Elon Musk's SpaceX beats Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin. I'm gonna send this to myself and read it later. I'm gonna read half of it. Hold up. I'm gonna send this to myself. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, or Elon Musk SpaceX beats Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin into the record books yet again at the moment. Excuse me, why are plenty of things popping up? Oh my fucking goodness. Elon Musk swooped within Monday to complete Florida's 94th liftoff within the year, breaking the state yearly record for launches in place of Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin, which had scrapped its mission last week. SpaceX took the historic spot when it launched the latest batch of its Starlink satellites. Board was a Falcon 9 rocket from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. Effort marked the 94th liftoff in Florida. So far within the year, new record that would possibly have gone to Blue Origin on Friday before it was forced to scrub its mission simply because of poor weather. Could have waited until Blue Origin launched theirs. Oh, that's it. Okay. Well, Elon is greedy and arrogant. I feel like he's not just arrogant for Mars. Well, he is arrogant for that, and he's arrogant for all the companies for wanting to nuke Mars and own Mars without having a reason. Because he's like, oh, we want a second planetary system. for humanity. Well, you're gonna nuke Mars and you're gonna fuck Mars up, so I feel like he is arrogant. Slothful / lazy. Well, he dropped out of the university. Stanford University. Was in Los Angeles, which is a private university. He dropped out of that, so he doesn't even have a degree. So how exactly is he a CEO? I mean, yeah, people can have knowledge, but I feel like a degree is appropriate and reasonable, because what if just being a CEO, you have knowledge, but you don't have that knowledge you're meant to have within your mind in terms of the gift of knowledge through God Almighty Jesus Christ? Well, not everybody have the gift of knowledge through God Almighty Jesus Christ. Because he mentioned, you remember how I mentioned that the individuals I mentioned last live stream that I've outsmarted, we have similarities in being a smartass, but I'm the smartass. Chat, like overall, so. But yeah, that's the whole point. And then Elon Musk, his rocket ship explodes because of that. Very stupid. Sometimes it explodes, sometimes it doesn't, but then when it achieves to head into space, he doesn't necessarily use his money, which that, chat, is how he's greedy. Because of his wealth, that's one, and two, he doesn't necessarily use his wealth to send humans to Mars. And he's not even an astronaut. I would be an astronaut, because what if you're just sending humans to Mars and they're stranded on Mars? You, my friend, would be fucked, Elon. So I would consider getting myself an MBA and STEM degree, so I could be an astronaut and a CEO with a degree. Yo, what's good, brother? How you feeling? Damn it. First vehicle has been destroyed. Yeah. Yada yada yada. It's almost 12, so I mean, I'm gonna possibly consider playing tomorrow.
Morse Mutual, we're here to help. Okay.
Yeah, once my homie is 17, he get to move out. Oh, wait, no, he'll be 16. Because his birthday's on November. He get to move at 16. He doesn't have to wait until he's 17. I'm gonna mention to Aiden whenever he calls. I'll be like, actually, you'll be 16 because your birthday's gonna be in November 2 more years. But you'll still be like 16 during that time. Gotta calculate their birthday too, chat. But I wouldn't necessarily care what age my daughters wear a crop top. But it would possibly be like 7+.
You're through to your garage. You, need me to bring you a ride? I'll bring it by.
Actually, I wouldn't mind if they're like 5 or 6. They just can't have sexual activity, even for pleasure, because they gotta be 7. It's like I'm fucking their private area up. So I would say when they're 7+, even though they're not going through puberty, you're able to do it just for pleasure. It's more of like the pregnancy itself, not necessarily like intercourse itself. So there's a difference between intercourse and pregnancy. So intercourse for sexuality or sexual activity would be 7+ for pleasure. But if it involves pregnancy, typically 11 or 12+. Typically. Then 10, 9, or 8+ will be an exception. But typically 11 or 12+, because even though you're going through puberty, because I started puberty at 10, I didn't even hit my growth spurt until I'm like 12. 11 or 12. But I hit mine when I was 12. Or 11. but they have hairy legs right when they start puberty, I'm pretty sure. But I didn't have hairy legs until I was like 11 or 12. Or 13. Actually, not 13. It's 11 or 12. And I hate my hairy legs. I'm gonna get rid of it when I move out. Like, it's not like I'm gonna see my parents the next day. I'm gonna have my own place. It's gonna be a rental, unfortunately, but it's an apartment. Unfortunately. Don't worry though, I'll have a gaming room. Trust me. I could have a face cam and all that. So yeah, me and my homie Ra'ad Abdullah, Dirty Sniper, perhaps is what his name is. And I might mention to him to just watch my stream if he wants to pay attention. And he has chatted on my stream before, so he's just been busy. That's why he hasn't necessarily joined my stream. I'll mention to him, do you still have my channel? The Gamer Goat? But when him and I are hanging, I'm gonna have to definitely consider getting myself 4 $50 gift cards. And I don't necessarily care. So that I can consider getting myself the GT5 PS5 version. And my dad's gonna be like, why you got the PS5 version? And I'm like to him, well, you get the PS4, but never the PS5, so I want to consider playing with that individual, you know. And yeah, you remember that one person who is a sub to me? He's like 15, and his voice is like not deep. Honestly, he's not 15, who knows? But he mentioned it, I'm like, geez, your voice is not even deep. Like, my voice was deep when I was like 14. Don't you even think about it. But yeah, I'll possibly let my daughters wear a crop top when they're like 5 or 6. And if they do it, do for pleasure, please. If they know how. If they don't, then they can't. Just look at them. You can show that lovely sexual desire, but don't lust, because lusting means you want to cheat and just go after that girl. But if it's like friends with benefits, that's not cheating. Or lusting. Which cheating is associated with lust, so you're not lusting. Depends on the intention. You're meant to have friends with benefits. Polygamous relationship, I feel it should be legal, not illegal. So I'm gonna make that a thing. Like, this country is free. Just don't get jealous. The Bible, yeah, it would say you can't, but actually you could. Pretty sure they mean, like, don't be in a relationship like that, but keep separating them, meaning keeping them hidden from each other. Like, you keeping that girl hidden from that girl, and that girl from that girl. Like, for example, I'm with my girl Amber. How am I with my second girl Megan? Well, like, how am I with my second wifey? Or wife, perhaps. Because I consented to my first girl, and she's like, yeah, I mean, if you're not gonna hide her from me. Plus, I don't want to cheat on Megan, because unfortunately I had to break up with her. It wasn't like a cheating. Well, I was with Amber, while I was with Megan, but it's not like I'm gonna cheat or keep her separate. I mean, Megan didn't care, so it wasn't cheating. Because then I mentioned Megan, ooh, we can't break up, we gotta be together. And I mentioned to Megan, remember when we had to break up? I would never cheat on you. I just didn't want to hide Amber from you. I just had feelings for her. And she's like, it's all good. Because I was actually with Megan before Amber, but I was Amber and Megan. So I'm gonna have kids with both of them. But I'm gonna have to make it legal. Y'all can't fight about it. I'm gonna make it legal when I'm president, and you all gotta agree. If y'all don't agree, those who don't agree, depending on who votes the most. Because if you don't have haters, you're not doing it right. If you have haters, you're doing it right. They just have that envy. Like, I feel like people are not in polygamy relation, not because of the law, that's one, but two, because they just have this jealousy feeling, and they're like gross just to make an excuse and not admit that they're jealous. Like, how is that gross? You're with 2 girls, like, what the fuck? Or even more than 2 girls. I may possibly have 4 wives. You know who my third one will be? Amber's cousin. And she's like 11 years old. But once I make that change, I would be with her and she would be like 12 during that time before she turns 13. So she'd be like 12 when I'm with her. But when I make those changes so I can be with her. So, to answer your question, you remember how I mentioned that I wouldn't do it with anybody? Well, I didn't lie. I just didn't want you to be like, ew, you're a pervert, you're lustful, you're a sex offender. Like I mentioned, Chad, I had that one talk about lust and just overall when I was playing as Michael when I was Porter's crib that one time. But I'll explain afterwards. Alright, so you know how I mentioned that I would never let my kids do with anybody older, or whatever I mentioned? Well, I didn't lie, I just didn't want you to judge me. So, they could, it's just gotta be friends with benefits. And 7 plus for pleasure. Well, just pleasure because I don't want them to be with an older guy. But if he's like, all chill, and not like a sex offender, because, hey, you can't judge by book by its cover, then I would allow them. But for now, it's gonna have to be someone younger too, because I don't want them to be with someone who's old. Say, why would you be 40 years old and you're single? Hey, if it's friends with benefits, alright, but when I make those changes. So that people won't be like, ew, you're a perv, when the police will be like, the law has changed, and as long as he's consenting, you know.
This ain't happening. You unenlightened fool. Whatever, dude.
You better fucking run away. And then another thing I was gonna mention, when I do it with younger girls, what up, shit?
Where the bitches at?
I possibly would. If I make those changes, I would do with younger girls. What I do with my own daughters, to teach them, but it's me for pleasure, and it's gotta be like 7 plus. If they're 6, I'll have to see. If not, then I'm gonna wait until they're 7. What about my cousins? Possibly not. Because then you would have to just have the parents' permission. But no, possibly not, Chad. But yeah, as I was mentioning, chat, what's it called, but yeah, I miss my Fortnite Brother LOL channel. I'm not able to find it, chat, it's all good. Just missed that channel. It's all good. But yeah, I would do it with little girls or younger girls. But if I make those changes, you know. Especially my own daughters. So like my own daughters and younger girls. Because I mentioned that my third wife would be a 12-year-old. Well, it's my girl's 11-year-old cousin, but she would be 12. Well, she would still be 12, because next year she'll be 12. She will overall be 12 when it's 2027, but potentially be 13. And would I get her pregnant? I mean, she's within that range, so I possibly would. Just see what it's like to have a younger mother and be the older husband, but looking physically young. Whatever age I would be chronologically, obviously within my 20s. I'll be like 22. So like physically, I'll be physically young like I currently am. Chronologically 22 though, which I'll officially be present during that time. And obviously mentally wiser. So meaning we would have similarities in being a smartass, like her younger cousin, which is overall a smartass, regardless of her chronological age, just overall. Because, you know, full mental 37 plus, the brain's fully formed, fully developed after birth, and, you know, despite the age someone else being temporarily, you know, so you know. So that's why I mentioned that I would do with younger girls and my own daughters when I make those changes, you know. But anyway, yeah. Her cousin name is Addison, my girl's cousin, who's 11 years old. Her and I have similarities in being a smartass, but I'm the smartass. Like, more of a smartass, obviously. So I'm the smartass. Meaning, like, I'm mentally older, mentally smarter, and mentally wiser, and have a very higher IQ. You know? So you know, so just overall, you know, chat. So overall, I'm the smartass though. So her and I have similarities in being a smartass. But I'm the smartest, chat. So, case in point, chat, overall. Like, overall, you know, so you know, so. Just overall, anyway, so yeah, like, what's it called, yeah, so Sayla, she's gonna be 16. Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, California law is very strict. I prefer it being liberal and going according to what I've mentioned. You know. Ooh, excuse me. Like, for example, for the strip club, 7+, drinking 11 or 12+. Nightclub, 7+. Drinking is 11 or 12+. Bars, 11 or 12+. But if you're just there to eat, 7+. Well, actually, yeah, 7+ if you want to head there independently, but as a parent, I would say like 4+. Actually, it just depends, actually. Who knows what the age would be. As long as you're with a parent, but if you're under 7. If you're 7 plus, head there to eat, but bar 11 or 12 plus to drink. Like to get a drink there. Casino 7 plus to gamble, but 11 or 12 plus to drink. So yeah, those are the changes I'm gonna possibly make. Because gambling at a casino is 21 for gambling and drinking. That's stupid. But yeah, I'm gonna gamble next year. I'm blessed. Like little guy, my juice probably mentioned, you're born in a perfect year, so you get to officially be 21. If I wasn't though, and I was gonna be 20 next year. What if I placed an impeachment this year and I was like 19? And if I'm like 20 as a president instead of like, you know, then I can ensure like I can drink at that age. Not because I'm 20, but just overall. Like I feel like people who are past 11 or 12 plus, which is overall 11 plus, I would say, typically 11 plus, they could be able to drink. Right from that age to being 20. You know? But overall, you know. But yeah, I'm 20. I'm just saying, like, as an example. Because gambling will be 7 plus, because it... Okay, so for strip clubs, it's mentality. You're just doing it for pleasure. You're possibly going to strip off. Who knows if you're going to physically do it, but if you are, then yeah, it's for pleasure, so 7 plus. Just because it's a strip club, or if you want to do a dance around the pole, 7 plus. Possibly be like fully naked. Hey, if there's no risk, if I'm gonna ban raping and sexual exploitation, so it's all good. And I'm quite curious what's the difference between sexual rape, sexual assault, sexual abuse. Like, I'm quite curious. The sexual in conduct means that the individual has attempted, but isn't considered one of those categories. But yeah, I'm gonna permanently ban anything that involves forced sexual activity and that you're abusing. Sexual exploitation is more of like a mental type. Majority of it can affect your mentality, but physically as well, so be aware. So I'm gonna ban all that, so there's gonna be no risk. It's gonna be risk-free. So once you're in Los Angeles, Vegas, or whatever, you know, you're good. Damn, I've driven like across. Oh. I'm stuck. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm gonna figure it out. Jeez, come on. Watch it, brothers. Oh, I'm gonna blow up my car. I'll possibly call it back afterwards. I know the cops are gonna be on me, but that's what I'm gonna call the Morse Mutual Insurance.
Hey, what's up? Oh, how can I help? Okay, so you're in serious trouble, and you need my help. Okay.
Overall, I would ban it, because like I mentioned, full mental maturity 7 plus, the brain is fully formed, fully developed afterwards, and you know, despite the age from last beat heavily, you know, so you know.
I can bring 'em round.
Oops.
I'll get back to it then.
Oh, what is it? What would it possibly mention if it's like destroyed? Oh.
You need something, huh? One of your rides? Let me know.
First vehicle has apparently been destroyed. Okay, that's what I was gonna mention.
I'll get back to work.
Oh, the insurance.
Hello, this is Morse Mutual Insurance. I can do that.
through to your garage? You, need me to bring you a ride? It's on the way.
The car disappears apparently. Yeah, bro? Firefighter. I want it for you to be a firefighter. It's gotta be 11 or 12 plus though. Because it involves physical aspect. Plus you're driving a fire truck, so. Not just being a firefighter, you're driving a fire truck. You gotta be able to see the road. Dude, you got for real park what's in here? Oh my gosh, what, imagine someone crash. Okay, I'm gonna head towards strip club. I'm just gonna show you what I mean. Not gonna go in the private room though. I'm gonna show you what I mean by wide 7 plus for pleasure. But drinking is 11 or 12 plus. But they do have a bar there in real life at any strip club. It's like club. It's like a nightclub. Well, it's more of like you're stripping. You're not on the dance floor. So there's a difference. Nightclub's gotta be, why? Because it's gotta be separate. 7 plus for dancing, you're just dancing. But 11 or 12 plus for drinking. So who knows what we're gonna see more? I may see more 11-year-olds there. If I were to make that change than 7-year-olds. Because then they're like, well, I want to drink too. It's not tempting, you just want that free will. You just gotta go to puberty, unfortunately. If it's where 7-year-olds start puberty early, then hey, it's just 7 plus. And they can't ask for IDs, they gotta like verbally question you. How old are you? And then they'll mention her age, and they mention, have you started puberty? And they have to be honest and mention yes or no. If they mention yes, then the person's question, have you hit your growth spurt so that we are aware of your safety, physical safety, before offering you alcohol? And if they mention yes, then there you go. You pay them how much it is for the alcohol. Then they'll mention what alcohol you want or whatever. So that's why I'm going to make a video potentially mentioning, if I were to vlog, I would mention, if, hypothetically, which is going to be a potential thing, but if I were to hypothetically lower the drinking age, what exactly would you lower to and why? I would want them to explain their reason, and I'll explain my reason to why. And then I'll mention, do you think that bars should provide asking for IDs? Or I would mention, why would bars ask for IDs? And do you think it would potentially not be a thing? And if they mention, no, we would possibly no longer ask for IDs. And if I explain, I feel it should be 11 or 12 plus, because if some countries allow younger ages, and they don't get into any harm, then I feel like the US should allow. Because I feel like, as long as he goes to puberty, it's more of the physical state. It won't damage your brain, because it's already fully formed and fully developed after birth, in full mental capacity, or full mental maturity. It's 7 plus, because you've already reached that. By the time you're like 11, that's like 4 years later and you are able to drink. Or it could be 5 years if you have to wait until you're 12. But RJ mentioned he had beer, so 11's cool. He didn't hit his growth spurt, so that's why his voice is not deep. Not all 11-year-olds would. Like, Chill Phoenix possibly have to wait until he's like 12. So I was gonna question him, when did he hit his growth spurt and when did his voice got deepened. Or deeper, excuse me. Oh, it's this. Okay. Oh, I do! Hold up! I have a sticky bomb. Bitch! fucking bitch! Fuck you! Oh, he's still there, he's still there. Hey, Lester?
I take it this isn't a social call. Oh, hey, you're in trouble. Okay.
Ooh.
I'll deal with it.
Yeah, sticky bomb, Chad. What am I doing? Gotta deposit to my bank account. And yeah, I am talking to my controller. I'm letting my mic charge. Well, apparently it's fully charged. Oh my gosh, that's plenty of money. But yeah, that's why I mentioned that strip club stuff 7+, but I'm gonna show you, Chad. Like, you would possibly be fully naked, dancing on the pole. Not on top, like, you know what I mean, on the pole, or you would be in the private room. So, like, a 7-year-old girl, for example, would be, like, fully stripped off, or half of it will be stripped. Either the top, depending on their policy, or just the bottom. Or both. But if it's both, you're, like, not just butt naked, you're fully naked. So that's what I mean, 7-year-old girl. But there's no harm. No rape, no sexual exploitation. They're not a perv, they're not a pedophile, they're not a lustful individual. All these of what I'm mentioning, sex offender, all that, is associated with. They're not a sex offender, they're not a perv, they're not a pervert. Well, that's shortened for perv. So, sex offender, they're not a pedophile, they're not a pervert, they're not sexually abusing, they're not sexually assaulting, they're not sexually raping, they're not sexually exploiting, they're not. All those overall is associated with lust. So they're not lustful is what I mean. So yeah, harm-free, risk-free, that's why it's going to be 7+. But, considering the fact that if it does involve sex, like for pleasure, like it's physical pleasure, meaning you're physically doing it, but it's for pleasure, you're not going to get them pregnant. But if a strip club is more of like you gotta be stripped off and whatever, then who knows? Who knows? I mean, I never even been to a strip club. I mean, hey, if there's a girl who wants to have sex with me, friends with benefits. People think that, oh, strip club is lusting. You're not lusting. As long as you have your girl's permission. Well, some people think that the girl will be jealous, but if my girl mentioned... Because my girl mentioned as long as it's for pleasure. And my homie mentioned 13 for pleasure. That actually rhymes. So he wants a baby girl at 13. I feel like he can have a kid at 13.
So what if I owe my
Never know. But this is what I mean. You're dancing on a pole, 7+.
Joe, we still need to see that.
You're not, like, gonna have sex. Well, you're not gonna get the girl pregnant. You're allowed to have sex at 7+ for pleasure. But you're not gonna get them pregnant. 11 or 12+ pregnant. Like, see the girl?
To the back room, baby.
What if the 7-year-old girl is wearing this? Or you're just above 7. Not just 8, which is above 7. I mean, like how I'm 20. I'm 13 years above 7. That's 7+. I'm 20 years old chronologically. Look at this girl. Let's say it's a 7-year-old girl. She's wearing a bikini. Her boob's not big. Her vagina or pussy is tight. And she wants to get freaky. Imagine I made that change, chat. but it's for pleasure, whether you're physically having sex or just enjoying the moment, like this girl,
Wanna head to the back?
like this girl slash woman slash lady slash female, and they're like, yeah, do you want to head to the back? If that was a thing, chat,
Don't be
would you offer it? What if because I'm 20. Well, what if I'm 22? That's like 15 years apart from a 7-year-old. Hey, as long as it's for sex, like sex for pleasure, if I were to make that change in terms of the law, you know,
wanna go in
and y'all know what I mean by change. If it's like for sexuality, for sexual activity, for pleasure, or you're just enjoying the moment, like how they show their boobs.
Yo, what's up? What up, big dog?
Well, I think all strip clubs should be like fully stripped. Imagine they were fully stripped and it's just for pleasure. They're like lap dancing or whatever. They're not like asking for sex for pleasure only, just to enjoy that pleasurable moment. Not getting pregnant, because obviously that would typically be 11 or 12 plus if I were to make that change, chat. Y'all know what I mean by changes. I specifically mentioned I'm a recent live stream,
What's going on, man?
I would take that opportunity if I were to make that change, and that'd be cool. Whether it's with my own daughter, just a 7-year-old girl at a strip club, or whatever age they are, that's 7 plus overall. Wasn't physically young. If she's physically old, I'm just gonna do for friends for benefits. To be in a relationship with him, hell no. Plus, Amari was a girl and she looks like a 12-year-old, but she's chronologically 24, so I don't get in trouble. But overall, if I were to make those changes, then it wouldn't matter if she was chronologically 12 while looking like she's 12. Get it?
She's sexy and she's sultry.
But people overall wouldn't necessarily look their age, so don't let it fool you. That's why I'm gonna study biology, so I can understand if it's safe for a girl to get pregnant, which is typically 11 or 12 plus. And then 10, 9, or 8 plus will be like an exception, So typically 11, 12 plus. But a strip club would be 7 plus, because if you're having sex, it's for pleasure. You're not gonna get them pregnant. Like, unless they're 11 or 12 plus, you possibly could and get them pregnant if you were to be in a poly relationship. But if she's under 11 itself, but she's not like 10, 9, or 8, but she's like 7, then you gotta be aware, chat. You could have sex with them for pleasure, but not getting them pregnant, or just pregnancy. You could be in a relationship with them, or a poly relationship with them, because that's more of a mentality, and have sex for pleasure, meaning they're just feeling your dick inside their tight pussy, because when you're 7, you're not going through puberty. I mean, it could be rare if you start early, but your pussy would just be tight if you're a 7-year-old girl / woman / lady / female. But if you're doing it for pleasure or just enjoying the moment or dancing on the pole, around the pole, then But yeah, that's why I want to show you at a strip club, And then there's a bar. See, there's a bar here. You gotta be 11 or 12 years old if I were to make that change. So 11 or 12 plus, pretty much. Not 11 or 12 years old. 11 or 12 plus. Whatever age you're able to. It would be plus that, meaning from that age and beyond, where you can just drink.
I'm cool with all the G's. Word.
See, in GTA, they don't even ask for ID.
Here we go, gents. It's about to get hot.
But there's no laws. But I feel like they shouldn't even ask for IDs.
Furnace.
But when can you stop asking for their age? I feel like if they're 7 or 8, you can ask
They knew I couldn't afford it. Why they give it to me then?
and do the question. Like if they're 7 or 8, if they're 7. Well, if they're 8, 9, or 10, question them as well. But if they're 11 or 12, I'll say if the person's 13 or 14, if they look like it and they're like, hey, how old are you? And if they mention the age, don't even question it about puberty and all that. Be like, okay, what drink do you want? But yeah, my homie, apparently he's not gonna be beyond. And I don't have to necessarily have the nightclub to know that. It's just gonna be like, because we all know that nightclub is dancing. You know. But anyway, chat, that's what I want to mention, because I did chat about Lust and all that shit when I was playing as Michael, when I was towards this crib, you know. But I just want to show you at the strip club of why I'm gonna make it 7+. But for drinking is 11 or 12+. And yeah, sex for pleasure is gonna be 7+. So if I want to teach my daughter and she's like 7 years old, I'm like, I'm not just gonna have to talk, because I mentioned about Adam and Eve before. They had to do with their children, so I'm gonna do with mine. Do with my daughters when they're 7 years old. Not just gonna have to talk, I'm gonna teach them physically. But it's gonna be for pleasure. Sex for pleasure means you're having sex, you're letting them feel the dick inside of their tight pussy, which obviously I would imagine so, or figure that their pussy will be tight because they're not going to puberty at 7 years old. So like they're gonna feel my medium dick, medium to tiny dick or something instead of their tight pussy. So I'm like teaching them, and that's pleasure. But they're not gonna have, if there's gonna be no orgasm, that's when they're like coming in them. I don't know, because I'm not gonna get them pregnant yet. They will get pregnant by their own guy, obviously, their own boy / man / guy / male. But it's gotta be either their age or close to their age. I want someone who's young. But if it's like an older fella, like if he's in his 30s or 40s or 20s or whatever, well, 30 or 40 obviously, or 50, then yeah, they can be friends with those guys. But if it's for sex for pleasure, they gotta be impregnated by the one who they're with that's young, physically young. And if they're 7, it's gotta either be a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, or 10-year-old, or 11-year-old, or 12-year-old. Like, he can't, like, be over 12, because, like, I would say the same age, just, you know, to enjoy. But it wouldn't matter if they're 8 or 9. As long as they're close to their age. They can't be with a 30-year-old, but if it's for other people and they want them to. I mean, shit, 30 though is not a great age, but if there was someone younger, then that's all that matters. But my girl, she's 24 and I'm 20, so that's why we gotta, like, time it right, but not rush it, you know? Like, I don't want to be in my 30s being a father. I want to be in my 30s being a grandpa, because either way I would be. Just like my wife as well, Amber. And she's like 24, you know, chronologically. She looks like a 12-year-old, so that's why I went for her as well. But when she mentioned that she's like 22 during that time, I'm like, wow. Well, last year she was 22 when her and I got in a relationship. Then she turned 23 on September of 2024. And then this year, she turned 24.
You know, it's insulting being lonely.
And she's going to turn 25 next year, and I'm going to be 21, so. But yeah, I would teach my daughter, you know. And that they'll get pregnant by, like I mentioned, someone close to their age. But if it's like other people's children to be with an older person, as long if they are younger and the person's older, that's all that matters. But shit, get her pregnant right away, like right when you got with a girl and you're like officially married, even before your wedding, either before or after. But I would say before, because either way you're gonna honor your marriage. Because wedding's to honor it, not to get married. It's to honor the marriage. Wedding's to honor it, not to get married. It's to honor the marriage. Yeah, to Or Gino. My bad, I gotta charge my controller before I even end my stream. Gino. My bad, I gotta charge my controller before I even end my stream. But yeah, to honor the mirror, Gino, chat.
Hi, how you doing?
Alright, chat, I'm back. I got myself a new controller. Or fully charged controller, my bad. Alright, chat, I'm back. But yeah, yeah, sex for pleasure 7+. That's the whole why I'm gonna make strip club 7+. But the drink 11 or 12+. But chat.
Watch yourself.
A strip club is not just for sex for pleasure, like sexual pleasure in terms of sexual activity, physically. It's not gonna just be for sex for pleasure. It could be like lap dancing, just oral sex, if you wanted to consider, or just look at their body, or they can dance around a pole. Whether they have like strip clothes on, like strip club clothes, like some type of clothes that a stripper would wear.
Fabulous.
That would be like 7+. And like dancing around the pole. Or possibly being naked while dancing around the pole. And not wearing strip clothes. But actually, yeah, like I mentioned, I'm going to end right here. If you want to see more of me playing GTA 5 Online with my homie Angel, just overall, even though he wasn't able to play with me, yeah, be sure to leave a comment down below. I'll say something right here. Take it easy, chat. I mean, he's currently on, but who knows what he's currently doing at the moment. I mean, it's 12:24, so he mentioned he was going to head to bed, so anyway, yeah. Yeah, like I mentioned, I'm going to end right here. Take it easy, chat.